Thank you for letting me tune in, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for letting me tune in. This Coronado Orte here. On the Global Market Door Decode of all 10-year, 15-year, 30-year corporate private public. And yes, ladies and gentlemen, like I was just saying in the last show, that there's a few victims out there that's been victimized, tortured, raped, and stuff like that, that actually gave into the wantingness and negligence of the victimizer. The guy that tortured them or the woman that tortured them, they actually submitted to the things that they wanted to do, their cause. They submitted to it. They're rolling with them. You know what I'm saying? At one time they seemed like they didn't like it, but now they fighting for them. They fight for the same individual that have them in the situation that they in. Now they're fighting for that guy. You know what I'm saying? And it's kind of sick. It's very satanic, ladies. It's very satanic. If that makes any sense. I'm not saying that's what they do at satanic temples and stuff like that. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying, as far as most people consider the devil to be a bad guy and misleading people so they can only be destroyed and they cannot get any righteous help from anybody. They can't get any fair and square from nowhere they go because they submitted to somebody that actually put them in a bad situation. They submitted to it, and now they're fighting for the same guy that victimized them or has taken all their credibility and decency from them. But nevertheless, ladies and gentlemen, I was basically trying to say is that at the end of the day, when you go to Wall Street, you go check your 401k, you go check your banking account, checkings and savings, money market account. At the end of the day, there is no selection on there to tell you how are my emotions doing monetarily. You see what I'm saying? There ain't no section for that. That thing gonna ask you, do you want to check out your checking, savings? Do you want to see your balance? Do you want to take money from one account to the other? Do you want to put checks in? You see what I'm saying? It don't say what's the monetary value of your emotions for the day. It never has, lady. They had never been in banking and finance. They've never taught a course on emotions. Have you ever noticed that? You go take banking classes, you take business finance, you become an investment banker. They never teach you about feelings and emotions. Has nothing to do with making money, lady. And it's not sad. It's just true. That's one thing I can say that's not sad. It's not sad, but it's true. That you don't need emotions to make money, lady. And at the end of the day, it's not sad, it's true. But this place is controlled by money, lady. The United States is controlled by money. You know what I mean? Money controls the United States, not emotions. You know what I mean? Emotions don't control money. It might flam you out of some of your money, but it doesn't. There's nothing on your Wall Street Journal when you go to stocks, bonds, exchanges, mutual funds, finance, business. It don't have anything on there telling you about how you felt as a Virgo or how much money you're gonna make today because you're a Capricorn. Nah, it don't have nothing to do with that. If it did, they would have told you a long time ago that it did, but it don't. It don't have nothing to do with it. And what I'm saying is, the only people that can get you money for stuff like that is somebody that's into that paralegal. They know the judge. They know people in the system. They can get you a couple of dollars for slander or some shit like that. But you gotta think about this. At the end of the day, you're a marked woman. You're a marked man. You know why? Because people know you got money for nothing. They watch you. They monitor everything you do. When I tell you, you thought you was being discriminated on at first, man, they showing nothing to do you now. Because you took money for nothing. You know what I'm saying? You took money from them and you don't deserve to have the money. You know what I'm saying? So guess what? They gonna chastise the hell out you. You know what I'm saying? They gonna pelt you with stones. You know what I'm saying? Everywhere you go, everything you do, people they gonna be tough and hard on you. Why? Because that little settlement that you got, it ain't nothing compared to people treating you fair for the rest of your life. You know what I'm saying? You probably got a few $1,000s, but guess what? Now everybody hates you out here in the system where people make money. They hate you. You know what I'm saying? Because you saying people, telling people that you just emotionally depleted. You just can't go no farther because you're just emotionally you're stressed, you know? Pain and suffering. I'm talking about pain and suffering with no injury. You don't have no injuries. You just saying that you're anguished emotionally. You're drenched. You're exasperated emotionally. And because of that, people owe you money. You see what I'm saying? You know that ain't nothing but it's a scam, lady. It's a sham, it's a scam. And at the end of the day, if you see societies that harbor that, ladies and gentlemen, there are societies and villages and towns and cities that harbor that. And you know, they don't only make money on seriously recognizable events, you know what I'm saying? It have to be something like a Super Bowl or the Olympics. That's the only time they make money. Then they have to sit out there the rest of that time and wait. Because that's all they do. They hustle people. I mean, and every other way you go, they got tall buildings everywhere. You know, you got Saks, Fifth Avenue, they got all that stuff. Everywhere you go, the city never sleep. Because they always making money. They prosperous. Everybody know how to make money because the focus is making money. But them little places like that, guess what? All they doing is sitting down, eating fat backs and pork chops all day, waiting on the event that they can hustle somebody out of a few $1,000s when they could have had I'm talking about, they could have been making billions of dollars just making money the way other people make it. But they not though. All they doing is trying to slow you down and sit back when they get a few $1,000s, smoke blunts and eat fatback all day. I'm trying to tell you, like, it's sad, but it's true. And a lot of people sitting there wondering why nobody don't want to marry their daughter. And it don't take no genes to know why nobody wants to take your daughter from you and take her to a better environment, you know? Because they already feeling like the environment that she coming from is gonna be just like that in the environment that she's in, you know what I'm saying? Because maybe that's the way you raised that. I mean, and even if they had a Jerry Springer extravaganza about some woman that's now a full-grown hog, the only reason she's a full-grown hog because her mother was a full-grown hog. Ladies and gentlemen, do you see the waste of time? You see what I'm saying? You see how it really don't make a lot of sense that they arguing about it? Because a hog produces a hog. You see what I'm saying? That's inevitable, you know. If your mother's a hog and she has a child, then the child is gonna be a baby piglet. Ain't no way out of it. So you getting on there telling everybody watching Jerry Springer that your mother made you a hog, and they up there saying boo. You see, all they doing is making a monkey out you. You know what I mean? Because nobody owes you anything because you're a hog like your mother was at the end of the day. You see what I'm saying? Nobody owes you nothing. But they making it seem like it, you know what I'm saying? Like I say, they play. Ladies and gentlemen, when I tell you, when they start playing you like a fiddle, it ain't no end to it. If people can wreck you and crash you emotionally, they gonna push it to the limit. Because it don't cost them nothing, you know what I'm saying? It don't cost nothing. It's entertainment, you know. It relieves them of their stress because they driving you to the edge with no pistol. They're not even using a weapon. And they driving you to the point where you want to do something to somebody. And all it is just using parables and telling jokes. And I'm talking about it's pushing you to the limit. You see what I'm saying? I tell you, they say the truth ain't no joke. If there's something called the truth and people don't generally use it in it, if they don't never use the truth, when they use it, baby, that thing like an atomic bomb, you know, because they don't never use it. They always tell lies all the time. And guess what? When somebody starts telling the truth on them, they can't fathom it. You know what I'm saying? They can't handle it. You know? Especially when the court is listening to them. You know, you got a traveling court that go everywhere some people go. And they hear stuff like that and they looking at these folks' body language. They like, damn, you know what I'm saying? This man ain't doing nothing but stating a few possible facts, you know? Possible facts. And you up here, you squinching and turned up and about to, you see what I'm saying? Laying down, I tell you, at the end of the day, and you really look at it and they say, why haven't you been successful? You know what I'm saying? You know, because you either involved, you being assaulted by somebody that don't care nothing about money, it's because they involving their emotions with your business. They bringing their emotions in when you're supposed to be making money. You know what I'm saying? You're supposed to be making money, lady. You know what I'm saying? Money is the motive. You know what I'm saying? All the time. You know, if somebody tell you to do something and you employed there, why are you doing anything else except they telling you to do? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You can ask yourself that. You know what I'm saying? I mean, hey, sometimes people are in a situation where they can't lose you. For instance, you know, they had a Food World. I never forget they had Food World in town. And Food World, they was sitting on hard times. You know what I'm saying? They was gonna eventually lose their stuff if they didn't handle business right. You know what I'm saying? But I'm telling you, when they got desperate, they started letting the employees do anything. You know what I'm saying? Because instead of them losing them, they say, okay, we give them a little leeway. Because if we lose them, then we have to train people. We'll be losing customers while we training people to stock and cashier. So they did. They just told the employees, if you stick with me, hey, you can do this and that. You know what I'm saying? Get you a paid vacation. You don't have to do this and that. But see what I'm saying? Their emotions got tied into it. Instead of being firm and saying, hey, you know, it's all or nothing. You know? Hands down, all or nothing is the best approach. You know what I'm saying? Hospitality don't have nothing to do with making no real money, man. People use hospitality against you. You know what I'm saying? Let me go down here where they have hospitality and let me live like a 5-star general and pay the price of a cadet. And at the end of the day, you lose it. You know what I'm saying? Because the man down here, the big, what they call, big boss hog, he had everybody slaving for him. I mean, he could afford to bring his cousins from the north and everywhere to live and eat high off the hog because, shit, everybody was working for one man. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't meant for you and you and you when you got emancipated to be nice as hell to everybody. Man, you here to make money. You know what I mean? You're not here to be nice to foreigners. You know what I'm saying? You here to make money. That's why you're here. You're not here to say we nicer than people everywhere else. That ain't finna make you no money. You know what I mean? Because where they come from, they aggressive. You know what I'm saying? And that's where they live. You know what I'm saying? It ain't like they gonna be living here. They just coming here for a minute. You know what I'm saying? You get the money while you can get it. You know what I'm saying? Get it while it's here. You sitting up here being nice. Hey, this one's on the house. You ain't winning. It ain't like they finna go to New Jersey and say, hey, I'll never forget. They let me get that one on the house. They ain't even gonna talk about it no more. Because you didn't charge them nothing. You know what I'm saying? And they might not be coming back. You know what I'm saying? That's a couple $1,000s that you don't have trying to act like you can just do that when you can't. You know what I mean? That's all I can tell you, lady. You out there trying to flex like you can just afford to take care of folks, and this is your only chance to make some money. You know what I mean? And now they gone. You know what I mean? Like I said, man, as soon as that money touched down, them jokers got right up, and they started shipping out, baby. They sitting up here like, oh, I love Montgomery. It's nice as hell. Soon as that money hit that account, they putting their shit back on their RV, back in their van, and they going to another town. All they waiting on is the money, lady. They'll sit up there and tell you anything you want to hear. Oh, your daughter's beautiful. Oh, this is a nice, hospitable place. Soon as that thing say you have extra money in your account, I got to go. They going where the strippers and the dealers at, goddamn. Well, the goddamn, you can get married 24 hours a day at a cathedral that don't never close. Showgirls, strippers, casinos, and stuff like that, like that.